Hi everybody, my name is Alyssa Farrell and this is my speech on global warming and climate change. The purpose of this speech is to persuade you all on making a decision to fight against climate change and act now, because the harmful consequences that will happen to our earth and to our planet because we're not taking care of it are detrimental and can possibly be lethal to us one day. According to How to Avoid a Climate Disaster by Bill Gates, he wrote this book on how to fight against climate change and basically a guide on how to stop emissions. According to him, he states that 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases, so carbon dioxide, methane, ethanol, any kind of chemical gas, is polluting the earth every year. 51 billion tons in 1 year. Not 10 years, 1 year. And that's making the earth get hotter every single year. Accordingly, approximately by 1.5 degrees every year. In the 1880s, when they first started recording the temperature every year for the earth, it would go up around that time, maybe half a degree Celsius. Now in our times, in the 21st century, we are going up 1 degree Celsius every single year, which could be deadly soon. All of these greenhouse gases are basically creating a blanket around the earth, blocking the atmosphere from freeing into space, all of these gases escaping into space. Instead of that happening, these gases are trapping the heat from the sun into the earth, causing severe weather, causing ecological consequences, so many things that I will get to in this speech. Our goal right now as one whole planet is to get to zero emissions. 0 tons, zero anything, zero emissions. Right now we're at 51 billion per year. Right now we want to get to zero. So that's our basically a goal that we should have as a humanity, as one. We have a responsibility as humans to take care of our planet and educate ourselves on climate change and global warming. There's all types of things that you can look on to look up on climate change. In the news these days, it's everywhere. There's no way you can go anywhere without hearing about it. So educate yourself and find out how you can act now. A fun fact, I guess, not fun, but a fact is that cows actually produce 4% of the emission of methane being emitted into the atmosphere. 4% of that methane is being emitted by cow feces, by cow poop. Cow poop is literally 4% of the emission methane in our planet. And, other agricultural things like crops, livestock, all of these animals are pooping out these chemicals that should be escaping into the earth. Into space, but they are staying here, trapping heat. If we do not act now, ecologically, not just us, other animals and other habitats will deteriorate eventually. This speech will basically go by me explaining how human activities are causing climate change and how the effects of them, such as severe weather, animals losing their homes and such. I'll talk about a little bit of facts that I've learned from these articles and books that I've read, and how to basically stop climate change and global warming and how to fight against it. The number one reason for global warming right now is human activity. So, driving your car every day, power plants, burning fossil fuels, draining oils from the earth. That is all causing climate change and also global warming. So climate change causing severe weather such as droughts, heat waves, hurricanes, rising sea levels, wildfires, bushfires, all of these things are caused by global warming. Marine life and other animals are going to lose their homes because rising sea levels caused in our Antarctica, these ice caps melting, are causing penguins, polar bears, seals to lose their homes. And they will go extinct eventually because these habitats that they live in are specifically built for them. They need a cold atmosphere. They need a very freezing atmosphere. And because the earth is getting warmer every year, these atmospheres these ecological environments for these animals, they are being destroyed basically by global warming. These gases, like I said, create a blanket around the earth and do not let these gases escape, and it traps in all the heat, causing serious effects. According to the New York Times, 1 billion animals in the Australia bushfires, 1 billion animals died in those bushfires. Those bushfires were caused by extreme heat, caused by global warming. Antarctica was once as hot as San Diego at one point, breaking so many records. In the future, we will see these records continue to rise, record numbers, record temperatures, record animal, going into extinction and stuff like that. These numbers will continue to grow eventually. Bill Gates once said, because of the industrialization of the world, and human activity, gas cars, power plants, the world is getting hotter every year, and we're not fighting it. NASA has done some research from the space station, and they are seeing these ice caps turn into water in our oceans rising and getting bigger every year. So how we can fight against these things are basically we can carpool. If you go all electric vehicles, no burning of gases or fossil fuels. They actually have technology now that can remove the CO2 directly from the atmosphere, suck it out, and recycle it and use it for other things that will not harm the earth and the atmosphere. Industrialized nations, they have put in a treaty they have all signed to donate so much money into climate change, but not waiting to put that money into these serious causes can cause us to see global warming rise at an alarming rate. We will not even be able to control what's going on with climate change if we do not put our planet first. These billionaires and these nations that are using these fossil fuels to, make money and do all types of things like that, they are putting these things aside and worrying more about other things that are not so important than the future of our planet. So what you guys basically learned from my speech is how global warming is having a serious, disastrous consequence, including severe weather, melting ice caps, rising sea levels, hot temperatures every year, ecological environments being affected, and if we do not act now, the rate of these effects will increase in the near future. After absorbing all the information I gave you, I want you to make a personal choice to act now, save the planet from our own habits and actions. If you are interested in donating or signing petitions or finding other ways that you can fight climate change, I will include a link into another website so you can donate, sign petitions, and find other resources to help fight climate change.